25. Most insane airport occurrences. According to Reddit. Admittedly, I haven't opened my mouth to speak in like an hour. I should have said something before trying to launch into that. It was just like my voice was like, where am I? Okay, boy, let's get this on the road. Holy shit. Number 25. Worked at a tiny little airport with Puddle hopper planes. The plane landed on a really fucking windy day in the winter, so there was still some ice on the ground. I went out to flag the plane in and watched incredulously as the wind blew the entire plane sideways towards the ditch next. The pilot had to do some serious engine revving to keep the plane from going into the ditch. Kinda funny and a little scary. Luckily, no passengers were on board. Oh boy. Oh boy. As we continue upwards, we arrive at number 24. I used to work on a ramp for UPS, and we had a couple incidents in my time. One of our small aircraft was on approach and had an issue with his hydraulics. The pilot turned off the automatic systems to fix the issue manually. With no warning to tell him otherwise, he landed the plane without landing gear. I've told the story before, but we used ship crates of bees in our systems. A box broke loose mid-flight in Beach 99. The pilot had to declare a state of emergency, take the plane as high as it could go to subdue the bees, and then land as quickly as he possibly could. We had an employee mangle his hands trying to attach the tow bar to the front wheel. Blood was fucking everywhere, and that shit was never the same. But the scariest might not be what happened at the airport, but who works at the airport ramp at 2 a.m. During my 3 to 5 years where I worked with 3 separate murders and attempted murderers. Oh my god. Murderers can get jobs as airport ramp people? Damn. One guy got into an argument at a local college and shot someone in a classroom. Another beat his girlfriend's 3-year-old daughter to death. 3 years old, motherfucker? You know, every list I come into, I assume, and that's what, you know, I make an ass out of you and me when I assume, but fuck me. You know, I go, this can't be one of those lists where somebody just beats a 3-year-old to death now. Oh my god. He's currently on death row in Arizona. The most heart-wrenching for me was one of my friends, a dude who I was super cool with, and I thought of as super nice. He was involved in a robbery that went south. His partner ended up stabbing the woman that they were trying to get the money from, and the two of them went on the run, and his partner murdered him before killing himself. It was a dark time. Oh my god. You know, just don't do it. My god. Well, as we continue, number 23. A grown woman fell asleep while waiting for her flight to board. They called her name several times. This was a small airport, so it was quiet, and she was in the area. She just slept through it. She woke up and realized it after the gate agent had already pulled back the ramp and the plane was backing up to get its taxi. She was screaming at the top of her lungs, cursing, crying, and then got on the phone with her mommy and kept screaming that her mom had to do something because the asshole ticketing agent wouldn't let her on the flight. Again, this is a grown woman. She ended up running into the airport bathroom in full hysterics and had to be dragged out by half a dozen TSA employees. Not as weird, but still funny to me. A guy came to tell me that someone had left their baggage in the boarding area. It's a bomb, nigga, it's a bomb. There's constantly an announcement about telling someone if they see an abandoned luggage or something suspicious. I tell him, okay, I'll call TSA. He's clearly freaking out and going on about how there's probably a bomb in that bag. I calm him down and he goes back to his seat. About 10 minutes later, I go over to him with the TSA agent and ask him, where's the bag? He points to a bag right next to him and starts rambling again about how there's probably a bomb in it. So I just ask him, if you're so sure there's a bomb in the bag, why are you sitting right next to it? You could just see the light bulb go off in his head. I just heard a noise. What the hell was it? Oh. I think this thing is making noise. I need to stop it because that's gonna interrupt me. That's like the, you know, when I stream the games, there's like a secondary chat and it notifies me when my name is called. I have quickly addressed that. So as we continue up, we arrive at number 22. Not me, but my sister works at the airport. Funny things, sex convention in town. A sex convention, huh? Someone going through security had a dildo that had a suction cup to one side to stick it on a table or another surface. TSA employee didn't realize what it was when doing a bag check and stuck the suction cup part on the table. They had to slide it to the edge of the table to release the suction. Hilarious. Hilarious. Scary. A dude coming through security, his bag goes off as needing to be checked because there is something coming up, like a weird metal inside of the plastic. They pull out a pencil case and open it. When the agent opens it, the scorpion inside's tail shoots up. The guy won it at a scorpion fight or something, and the TSA agent was like, fuck this, I'm going home. Man, as long as nobody got poisoned, baby. Scorpions. Very interesting choice for character in Mortal Kombat. Funny and scary, my personal favorite. In the security area for checking bags, employee A asks his supervisor for the next day off to start his week or so off early. Supervisor says no because this is already a lot of time off. A is checking a bag when something pokes his hand. He tells his supervisor that there is something sharp in the bag that stabbed him. The supervisor thinks he's trying to make an excuse to go home, but checks the bag. The sharp thing was a scorpion. Supervisor tells A to sit down with his hand down and calls first aid. They put the bag inside the plastic bags because they're all afraid of the scorpion. Agriculture comes after handling a situation at a different airport and puts the scorpion on ice to kill it and asks the hospital if they need it for anti-venom. Dude calls his supervisor and tells him he won't be in tomorrow or the next month because they had to give him so much anti-venom. Then tells his boss to call him the Scorpion King. I saw a picture of a scorpion. It looked big. Also, I believe this all except the sex convention one happened in the international terminal, but I could be wrong about that one. I just think the way that it all played out is what makes it so wonderful. Imagine you going, "Hey man, can I get today off? You know, I'm trying to knock it off, baby. Trying to make this weekend even bigger. You know how it is." And he's like, "Hell nah, you already got enough time off." And then a scorpion gentle fucks him up on the job. And he goes, "I know you saw that, nigga. I made you aware that this didn't look right, man. Something happened. And it's a scorpion. I guess I go to the hospital now. Oh, I guess I got a month off now, and you could call me a Scorpion King, okay? That was when people didn't know that Dwayne The Rock Johnson was gonna be a big deal, okay? Just thought he was just another crazy motherfucker in some campy-ass movie. Talking about Brendan Fraser, talking about number 21. Not an employee. Dad ran a business in Missouri and hired a mechanic who ended up being horrible. Left his tools everywhere, trucks he worked on would break down, everything was covered in oily fingerprints, etc. The employee was fired and forgotten. Fast forward for a few years and my parents are on their honeymoon in Cancun, getting on a plane to come home, when the pilot announces over the PA system that the plane can't take off while they can't take off for a while because of maintenance. My dad looks out the window at the wing and sees oily fingerprints and tools all over the wing and the ground. His old mechanic walks out from under the wing and begins working under a panel on the wing. Dad gets super worried and wants off the plane immediately. This is like a fucking Twilight Zone post right here is what it is. Some say he's still on the plane to this day. Actually, hey guys, I have terrible news. And I say that like I actually tried. I kind of tried, you know? I tried a little bit. But I've lost the login information to my little soundboard page. And it's not the end of the world. I could technically just make a new account and then side by side, because I have the link to the profile for the soundboard page, but not the this anecdote is boring me. I just wanted the Twilight Zone thing. Okay, that's loud. It's always loud. It's always way too damn loud. So, number 20, another one. This time from my dad. We're coming off a plane at Lagos Airport. It's 1992 and I'm about 10 years old. Oh my God, shaking that rattle, baby. So I wander around the baggage hall and find, in a secluded corner, a service lift. That's right, that's how I say corner. With a bloody great hole cut out of the door. It's cordoned off so you can't use it, and I ask my dad about it. A cleaner had been using the service lift one night after a shift to go back up to the departure area where he could stash his trolley, etc. The lift breaks down between floors and the emergency help button does nothing. This is Nigeria. Remember that you are in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, these buttons are only for show. They do not work. Okay? And I do not mean for sure as in the affirmative that people will say, oh yeah, that is cool, for sure. I mean, for sure, these buttons do not work. And of course, it's way before mobile phones were ever introduced. He pounds and pounds on the interior of the lift, but it's in a quiet bit of the airport where no one goes. He's not scheduled to be in shift for this day. His colleagues come in and assume that the trolley has been stolen, as the cupboard is open and it's not there. They carry on. When they try to use the service lift, it doesn't work. They don't hear their colleague as he's trapped closer to the floor between the one, or closer to the floor below than the one above. Bing bong. Bing bong. Whatever. 24 hours pass. His family comes to the airport to find out where he is. The village has no telephone, at least not one that works. This is Nigeria, after all. Colleagues haven't seen him. Maybe he's gone into the city to spend his paycheck. Maybe on a prostitute? Yeah. What? Given to him that morning? Eventually, it's been nearly 48 hours. Trapped man is feeling sick from drinking mop bucket water. He's had to use another bucket as a toilet. The smell is unbearable. A technician arrives to try to fix the broken lift he saved, or not. The tech manages to get the lift back down to the ground floor, but the doors won't open. They try prying, jimmying, nothing's budging them. They even remove the motors and tried by hand. Eventually they realize they'll have to cut him out, so they fire up the angle grinder and cut a 2 foot by 2 foot hole in the door Sparks are flying everywhere. And that's just the outer skin. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, look, I'm sorry. They can't get the angle grinder and further to the inner door. Welding torches come out. Gas axe, or whatever you want to call it. Of course, this is the flinging hot metal into the lift. The cleaner is absolutely scared shitless. He's been in the dark for 48 hours and now someone is flinging hot metal at him. Eventually, they make a hole all the way through. He crawls out, collapses, and is taken in an ambulance. He survived, but does not return to his job at the airport. The broken lift is still there until we left in 1995. When I returned on business in 2001, it had been repaired. I still think about the poor guy whenever I get in a lift. 48 hours, dude. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. That's pretty fucked up. So, as we travel up to number 19, we are really not making any progress on this list. Give me one moment. Ooh. To sit up. Ooh, Kyle sitting up now. Wow. What are you gonna make progress? What are you gonna go faster, Kyle? Number 19. I was a ramp agent for a while. For those unfamiliar with the term, it means I loaded and unloaded bags. Some of the more interesting things I saw were at baggage processing. A list of things that I saw in baggage processing: a human head transport. It was a big nitrogen-cooled... Yeah, that's what it says. It was a big nitrogen-cooled container. It was declared as a human head/tissue. Human eyeballs, human genitals, human skin for skin grafts, I suppose, a deceased person. Lab rats, a big medical college is one town over. Horse semen, Midwestern Airport, so I saw that a lot. Bull semen, human semen, snakes, and dogs in cages. I always try to calm them down. Please don't fly with your dogs if you can avoid it. It's a terrifying experience for them. Well, well, well. Here we are at number 18. I work at my local airport. I live on a tiny island and this airport is smaller than our library. And just last summer, we had a hurricane looming down on us. Everyone is getting packed up to evacuate. We're renting cars like crazy to people fleeing, and we're trying to get them out of the storm area. I was out checking on cars we had when I walked back up. There was a man sitting on a bench out front with an apocalyptic-looking storm bearing down on us, wind whipping everywhere, just soulfully playing the trombone. No idea where he came from or what he was doing, but it was surreal, like something out of a David Lynch film. I would love this. Soulfully playing the trombone, sliding it up and down, you know what I'm talking about? Shit. He really was putting the fear of God into some people, you know what I'm talking about? Woo. Woo. Play that trombone. Number 17. I used to periodically work security to supplement my income. In 2002, I'm assigned for the first time to Spirit Airlines repair facility at Meacham International Airport in Fort Worth, Texas. One day I'm sitting in the guard shack with a coworker reading a book when a number of Fort Worth Police Department vehicles swarm the parking lot. SWAT officers, accompanied by an impressive number of federal officers, lock the place down at gunpoint. Uh-oh. My coworkers and I get dragged out of the guard shack, and yes, I do mean dragged, and held by law enforcement at gunpoint, while they secured the facility. It turns out that Spirit hadn't been doing proper background checks on the mechanics, and a number of them were in the country illegally, using falsified documents. Many were suspected of having ties to extremist groups on the Philippines. The next scuttlebutt around the office is that a C-level executive for Spirit had flown them in privately to cut payroll costs, but this was never confirmed. Man. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how the higher-ups in pretty much any company, if they can get away with having slaves, they will, dude. They always will. The less they can get away with paying people. I mean, that's just business, I guess, right? You know, no matter how bad it is. As if that wasn't bad enough, my coworker and I were reprimanded for not calling our supervisory staff as soon as the raid occurred. You know, while we were being held at gunpoint. Yeah. Yeah, man, you should have called, should have let us know. 5-0, man, 5-0. Sir, what? What do you mean, sir? What do you mean, sir, please? 5-0, man, 5-0. Oh my God. Number 16. Oh, 20 minutes. Interesting. So let's say, I can't say that, but I like to think that if I can get through these at a consistent pace, that I can finish this list in 40 minutes, and then the bonus list I can also finish in 40 minutes. Bringing this to about a 1 hour and 20 minute marker, you know what I'm talking about? Not quite an hour and a half, but not an hour, you know? Bing bong. Maybe even faster. Number 16. I used to do cargo for Delta and British Airways. We ship a lot of dead people. They were fine when you got them. A lot of animals too. They actually sent me to LA to go to a class entirely on animal handling. There's regulations and procedures for everything, all the way up to elephants and whales. Why did my brain need that much oxygen? My apologies. There's regulations and procedures for everything, all the way up to elephants and whales and shit. Weirdest thing that we ever got to actually ship was an alligator of some sort. Number 15. What? Not me, but a friend. He used to work refueling planes. Most days during lunch, he would sit in the airport and do some people watching. Anyway, a cart with a bunch of baggage rolls by and the bag on the end falls off without anyone noticing but him. After some time, security is notified of the unknown bag. Taking all precautions, security bring in the bomb-sniffing dog to check it out. The dog sniffs it for a second, and then all of a sudden begins to dry hump the bag. This was before 9/11. I love it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of shipping a whale. Like, what the fuck? A tiny whale. Number 14. My parents worked in airports and told me this story that happened sometime in the late 70s. They notice a patch of purple on the marble floor near the check-in queue. Thinking someone has split their red wine on the floor that says spilt, a cleaner comes over and cleans it up. About a half an hour later, there's another pool of purple. A different cleaner comes along and clears it up. Eventually, the original cleaner comes back, notices the same pool he cleared up before is already back. He doesn't know what's going on. He looks up. There's an air vent dripping something. Maybe it's air conditioning coolant or something? He reports it to the supervisor. Nothing happens for a day or two. They just keep mopping up the coolant. Eventually, they send an aircon technician into the roof. He comes back down the ladder, white as a sheet. It's a body. Turns out someone had tried to break past security by climbing through the air ducts. This is pre-Die Hard, remember, so quite clever. Wasn't so clever, was taking a wrong turn in the air duct and falling 30 feet into a fan mechanism drop. Smoosh. Oh, that's pretty dope. What the fuck you trying to sneak past security for? I wonder what they were trying to do and would have done if they didn't died. Is it worth it, you know? I know a lot of people that die doing stupid shit don't think to themselves that they're gonna die, but some people do, man. And the real question is it worth your life? Number 13. Last year, I was working as a contractor in the planning department of a large commercial airport. The airport has a park between the runways that people go to sit and watch the planes. I decided to take my 2 young boys because one evening, They like to watch the planes take off, and we watch them land. Bing bong. It starts to get dark, and I see a lady stand up and put her arms up and start making a howling sound. At first, I didn't know what she was doing or where the sound was coming from. I hear it again and realize it's her, and she might be a little crazy. This continues for a few minutes, and I decide to leave. Meanwhile, she's still standing there, arms up, howling at the planes taking off. A week or so later, I had to ride around the airport with an operations guy, and I tell him about my trip to the park. And what happens? He says, was there a Lufthansa Airbus leaving while she was doing that? I tell him, yeah, there was. He proceeds to tell me that she's pretty well known around there. According to him, she believed that she died on a Lufthansa flight in a previous life and has been reincarnated into her current body. She thinks her soul is still connected to the flight somehow. She goes there to pray over the same Lufthansa flight every time it departs. This nigga says, I just remembered I have a video of this. So to reiterate, everybody, this dude said that he was fucking around with his kids, watching some planes take off and land, and then he sees some lady stand up, put her arms up, and just start howling at the planes. He brings it up to somebody else later, and then apparently the story comes out that this bitch thinks that she got reincarnated into this body, and the way that she died in her previous life was on a plane, and she comes out here to howl as part of a ritual. So here's the video. Let's watch it together as a family. Shut up, kids. Go back to the lady. Shut up, kids. Shut up, kids. Oh my God, I hate kids. Jesus Christ. Fuck me. Okay, whatever. She was really, I just want to be in the midst of crazy, baby. Not too close now, but just to be able to observe it, you know what I mean? From my little vantage, through my looking window. Oh my God. I think the coolest part about that is that it's like scheduled crazy. You know what I mean? That's pretty intense. Well, as we travel up, we arrive at number 12 on the list of most insane airport occurrences. Oh yeah. Not me, but my father was regional manager of one of the rental car companies at the airport, and on 9/11, when all flights were grounded, everyone needed rental cars, and it was havoc. My father said the phone rang, and he almost didn't answer because he was so busy. Turns out it was the company CEO, and ordered him to hand out free keys. My nigga, no cost, no documentation. What you mean, fam? The fuck you mean no documentation, fam? The fuck you mean no documentation, fam? CEO, you rich as hell. You rich as hell calling out here talking about don't worry about it, just send them cars out. What is this man's name? So we can sing his praises. No documentation. As the situation was severe and all of the other major rental companies followed suit. Damn. Not necessarily strange, funny, or scary, but it was one of the few stories he told me about the job as a kid that I always remember. No documentation? Someone says one of my uncles was in the air on 9/11. He said that they made an emergency landing in Dallas, and while everyone else stopped to call their family, he sprinted for the rental car and got one of the last ones. Yeah, I don't even know the half of what happened on 9/11. But let's face it, half of you guys weren't even old enough to know. And if you were old enough to know, then you've probably reached a point in life where it's just time to keep your head down and live exactly the kind of life that the government wants you to. Don't worry about it, government. We ain't rustling no feathers, man. Keep moving. Ha ha. Number 11. This has been gilded. Wow. Number 11. I used to work for TSA and intercepted a human trafficking situation. There was a guy and a lady and a little boy, but the lady wasn't allowed to speak. The little boy looked scared but didn't say anything. He wouldn't look at me either, so it freaked me out. I told my supervisor, and she called the airport police department. As soon as he saw me go talk to my supervisor, he looked sort of agitated. He sent the lady and the little boy down the terminal, and he was trying to grab all of their things to go meet them. The police showed up and asked me for the description. Since the airport wasn't big, he found them and brought them back to the checkpoint. As they got closer to the checkpoint, he tried to send the lady to the exit instead of having her come back to the checkpoint. Eventually, the police was able to separate the man from the lady and the little boy. She told them everything. They walked the man out in cuffs. I didn't get to see what happened to her because my shift was ending, but when I grabbed my stuff from the back, we made eye contact and she nodded. I took that as a thank you. It was a scary situation, but I'd do it again any day. There was no telling what would have happened to that lady and that little boy if I didn't follow my instincts. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's pretty fucked. I'm glad that somebody was looking. Phantasmic, huh? I don't get subscribers. Thanks, Phantasmic. If you're even watching this video, they're probably not. As we continue up to number 10. Oh, the final 10 on this list. Not me, but a guy I once met. He worked at a counter for a big local airline. There was a lady about mid to late 50s about to board with 4 big suitcases. This was a time when you normally could bring up to 2 suitcases or 23 kilograms. He noticed this and told the... Well, that's what it says. I apologize. He notices this and... I'm so sorry. I didn't know if I should change it to tells or told. And it must be told. The story must be told. You're such a faggot, dude. I wonder what Hannah thinks when she hears me say some of this shit. He noticed this and told the lady that she would have to pay the extra or pay for the extra 2 suitcases. The lady nonchalantly says, "Oh, my husband is carrying those." He asks her about her husband, and again, completely relaxed and in a natural voice, she points at the plane and answered, "That's him in the coffin there." You gonna charge me for these bags when I just lost my damn husband in a coffin there? After that, he apologized and let the lady aboard. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. That's him in the coffin. Shit. Number 9. Worked at Perth Airport until recently. Most flights in Perth go to Bali and you see some right characters. Okay. A Jetster flight was delayed by 7 hours and a woman and her husband used the time to get absolutely shit-faced. The woman fancied a cigarette and rather than go outside and go through security, again, lit up in the middle of the duty-free. My colleagues quickly tried to stop her, but she told them to fuck off. Cue airport police, $10,000 fine and no flight to Bali. Should have just listened to the staff, girl. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh my god, give me a second. I'm like adjusting myself in this. And now I'm suddenly thirsty. Oh boy. Let's move this mic. Number 8. My time to shine. Most of the airport work is mundane, but you will get the odd passenger that leaves an impression on you. There was a pretty, Is the music too loud? I feel like people would say if the music was loud. Most of the airport work is mundane, but you will get the odd passenger that leaves an impression on you. There was a group of people coming through for a business trip, and their boss had never flown before. One of his employees came in and explained that they told him he needed dental records for TSA and wanted us to play along. So the boss comes in, hands me his ID and an x-ray from his dental check-in for his flight. Trying not to laugh, I show it to my coworker, who points at it and says, well, TSA might have an issue with that. Dude's face went white as a sheet until his employees busted out laughing. He got super red in the face and eventually started laughing at himself. Never let it be said that airports are humorless places. Someone says, this thread is full of good stories, but yours I think is the best. I don't think it's the best. Tough. Ooh, Kael's got a really refined palate when it comes to stories. Somebody said this thread is full of good stories. I guess they must all be above this one. So as we continue, number 7. Wasn't funny in any way, but the guy had to bring the ugliest dog I've ever seen to the airport and send it to his ex-wife so that she could put it down. Why? She hated him and the dog, but she had a better lawyer. The guy was a big burly dude fighting back tears the whole time and asked if he could take him out to play with him in the grass one more time. That's some fucked up shit, boy. And it's not even the first time we've read something like that, where there's a custody battle for a pet that the person who is getting the pet doesn't give a shit about, and then they put it down. And I think we read a story one time where like a guy was threatening to kill the dog, or was it the mom? One of the parties was threatening to kill the dog for the ability to see the kids. Excuse me. I think it ended up coming out in court that he was intending to do that, and it was like sick, but fuck me. Oh my god. Okay, let's try this again. Number 6. I worked at a corporate aircraft maintenance place, and we had a situation where this crazy woman somehow got out of the secured ramp area. By the time one of our line service guys saw her, she had the main entry door opened up and a Global XR on a Global XRS aircraft. Let's just get some visual aids going on up in this bitch. Oh, it's like a private jet. This bitch crazy. This bitch crazy. When he pulled up, she looked at him and asked if he could help her get her bags on board. When he told her he couldn't, she told him she was going to fly the plane to China and didn't want to be late. After that occurrence, the security at our airport became insane. 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 So we travel up the list of 25 most insane airport occurrences. We arrive at the final 5. You like it? You like it when I say it like that? It's like the final. It's like the final 5. Is that a new thing? I was the cabin crew during a turnaround from Dubai. Oh boy. We're on ground in Muscat and hear from the ground staff to take extra care of a passenger who was about to board. She was an English lady in her 50s and, as you can imagine, well turned out, but unassuming all the same. What does it mean? What do these words... I recognize these as words. Well turned out. Someone tell me in the stream chat. Let's see what people are... Oh, for the love of God. Not again. Not again, not again, not again. Note to self, stop clicking links in the stream chat because it'll fuck up the actual stream chat window. Like I don't want it to open in another window. As we continue. So what happened was, I hate that phrase, how dare you write it? She checked in her luggage and had gone on to security. She placed her trolley bag on the conveyor belt, and she went ahead through the metal detector and was waiting on the other side for her bag. Next thing she knows, she's being detained, placed in handcuffs, and taken to the room for questioning. They take her in, and they take in her bag and question her. Airport police say, "Did you pack this bag yourself?" The lady says yes. Airport police says, "So you know what's in the bag?" The lady says yes, and goes about describing what's in the bag. The questioning goes on for a while and is quite aggressive. The police officer then opens up the bag right in front of her, and right on top of everything is a parcel filled with marijuana. She's aghast and protests her innocence. Doesn't know anything about it. This poor lady is completely distraught. The gravity of it is hitting her and she's inconsolable. Drug trafficking anywhere is a big no-no, but in Middle Eastern countries, it can end up giving you the death penalty. The officers reviewed the footage of when her bag was scanned, and when she placed her bag on the belt and turned away, a man standing right behind her in seconds undid the zips and slipped it in. She had no idea who this man was, so she was let go and free to continue traveling, but her trolley bag was confiscated as evidence. She wasn't too worried about the bag at that stage. I wasn't too worried about the bag at that stage. Nigga, you just read the end of this line and then started it with the beginning of the same line. I got her a very big brandy. Lesson to be learned is not to let your bags out of your sight even for a second. What you out here doing, slipping drugs into a old lady bag in Middle Eastern death penalty country for drug trafficking? I'm so tired of this old lady. I'm so tired of this old lady. I'm gonna put some drugs in a bag, see what's up now. Ma'am, do you know what's in this bag? Yes, I do. I packed it myself. I'm chopping your head off, old lady. This the Middle East. That's how we do things. What the fuck? Oh my God. So, as we continue to number 4, Pittsburgh International, 3 a.m. or so, several years ago, watched an older woman tumble down the up escalator. Every time she flipped over, she yelled, "I'm okay," like Filbert from Rocko's Modern Life. Flop, I'm okay, flop, I'm okay, flop, I'm okay. Rolled in place for maybe a minute before someone shut the I apologize. For some reason, my microphone seems to be getting louder. And I think it means that however I had it twisted... Oh god, it's reverted. Jeez. Oh boy. I'm so sorry. This is so strange. Oh boy, never mind. Number 3. Airport employs falconers. What? The birds are used to keep other birds away from aircraft. Because a bird in an engine can really mess up someone's day. So this falconer had come into the airport.
Don't forget to rate this video 5 stars. Comment after the stream is over and subscribe if you haven't yet.
Well, damn, Jay. I didn't know that you had it all under control, you know, reminding people to first of all, I almost let it slide by. 5-star ratings, man. I don't even recall if YouTube used to have star ratings. It might have. YouTube's gone through a lot of makeovers in the years that have flown by, but I do appreciate your 5-star rating. Oh my bing bong. So yes, airports employ falconers. What are falconers? They're people who I guess tame and train falcons so that they can send their asses out like the Pokemon, you know, masters they are, and make those birds keep other birds away from the plane so that they don't fly into the engines. So this falconer had come into the airport with his bird to grab a cup of coffee. He decided to try to impress some ladies by taking the hawk's hood off and doing a little demonstration. What he failed to notice was the starlings resting outside on a steel beam. The hawk flew after the starlings, smoked the glass, and broke its neck. Thousands of dollars worth of a highly trained bird gone. Oh my god, because he's trying to impress some bitches. Oh my god. Poem for your sprog, baby. Oh, pour out a little bit of that. Pour it on the ground, baby. He stared at it sadly, too heart sick to speak. It sat in a puddle of feathers and beak. Its wings were demolished, its talons were flat. She quietly said, "Was it meant to do that?" Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. That's so sad. Number 2, boy. My mom worked for British Airways for years, dealing with special freight cases of import and export. Much of this freight was offloaded and put into holding where customers would come collect. It wasn't your typical suitcases and luggaging of traveling passengers. Okay. One shipment came in from Africa, a large wooden crate that didn't actually weigh very much. Her client came in, opened the crate to check the contents, and immediately became hugely irate to the warehouse staff. He barges into her office holding a frozen, venomous snake. She said it looked like a jagged lightning bolt, all zigs and zags. He's screaming at her in the office, gesturing wildly that this snake is dead, demanding compensation in the hundreds of thousands. Turns out that he didn't declare them as animals. Probably to get around the customs laws, there were dozens, if not hundreds, of various venomous snakes in that crate. The cargo area of most planes isn't heated, so the poor snakes had frozen, literally, to death in transit. He couldn't sue and had to answer some interesting questions from the Treasury Department once all was said and done. The sucky thing is...
Loving you, it is easy cause you're Kiel.
Loving you is easy cause you're Kiel. God damn it. You meant to, you know, quote the song "Loving You Is Easy Because You're Beautiful." I get it. A quick reminder for us all. That's how Molisa's gonna pronounce that properly. Special thanks to Masegma, which has got to be something nasty, right? I mean, that's what it's referencing, is something nasty. Segma doesn't sound good, man. Sounds like some kind of discharge. You know what I'm talking about? But the guy himself, you know, the one donating, you're an upstanding gent. You're a cool guy. Can set my watch to you. I appreciate you. You're a badass. That's what it's all about. But as we continue this story, the Treasury Department had shit to say about it. The sucky thing was he was importing them to make anti-venom. If he'd only declared them and paid for them to be shipped correctly, he would have had some health profit and probably saved some lives. Well, whatever. Number one. Oh, God. I was at the airport one day waiting for my girlfriend to come back after me for her flight. She was going to pick me up. Oh, my God. And my girlfriend, she's coming. Oh, my God. Who cares? Okay, who cares? Is Hannah back alive? Hannah had to go to a thing today, but she's back now. Methinks. Because methinks this stream started off with Hannah. But odds are the stream cuts off shit too close to the top. How whack is that? I said, how whack is that? I scroll up on the other stream chat that I have, and the top comment is, of course, Stripes saying you can get half of a fursuit for $800. My God. People who are fursuiters, where do you think they get the money, guys? Where do you think they get the money? You know? Where do you think they get the money? Hannah says she just got home. Hannah the furry. Number one. I was at an airport one day waiting for my girlfriend to come pick me up after my flight. She was about 20 minutes away, so I sat down by the window ledge and was on Reddit. And like normal, there were various airport employees, security people, passengers, etc. wandering around. About 5 minutes later, I noticed a couple of cops with a dog eyeing me up. They go to walk by, and all of a sudden the dog gets really close to me and then sits down. The cop gives me this intense look and reach under the ledge where I was sitting. All of a sudden they pull out a bag with a few grams of weed in it. This is not my weed. I start freaking out internally like any normal person. One of the cops goes, "What's this all about?" Then the other cop bursts out laughing and explains that they are doing canine training, and I happened to sit down right over the exact spot they had previously hidden the bag of weed for the dog to find. Oh, so it was a white guy telling this story, because if it was a black nigga, you know that's how they get them. That's how they get them when you're black and you're trying to travel at the airport. That's how they get you. You going to court, what you gonna do? Do you have video evidence? Because if you don't, you're gonna burn. You're gonna let it burn, like Usher. Do girls today know who Usher is? No. That was like 30 years ago, right? When did Usher write Let It Burn? 20 years ago? Usher, Let It Burn. It's not a Kyle list without Googling something to figure out how old you are. 2004? I mean, that's out there, you know. I never feel it burning. So many days, so many hours, I'm still burning to you return. The cops were laughing so hard that they had to take a couple-minute break from their training, and after my blood pressure kind of returned to normal, I thought it was pretty funny too. Jesus says Usher had AIDS just like everyone else in the entertainment industry. I don't believe he had AIDS. I think he has herpes, nigga. That's a different thing than AIDS. Usher has herpes, fool. Why the fuck you can't just call herpes AIDS, dude? That's not how shit go around here, Jesus. You better donate an apology to Usher, okay? And his... What the hell is this? Awkward and antisocial. Aw. Well, if you have big boobs, it'll be okay, you know? Otherwise, you are fucked, man. You don't get to be awkward without big titties. Like, what's the point? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Ugh, guys, I really bit off more than I could chew today. If I thought that I'd make an hour with this list, I wouldn't have like screwed myself into 2 lists, but I did. But I did, bro. But I did, bro. So, oh my god. So, oh my god, guys, since I promised it, and I am a man of my word, since I did promise it, upon our completion of this, the list of 25 most insane airport occurrences, your new list, your bonus list, is of course 25 ways people fucked up their lives. Let's get right into it. Number 25, wasn't my friend at the time, but years after we were friends, he committed sexual acts with a minor and became a sex offender. Several years later, he murdered one person and attempted murder on another. Well, goddamn. It's one thing to fuck a minor, but to then kill a man and try to kill another man? To try to kill another man?
AIDS as in helpers greater than _ greater than.
Jesus says AIDS as in helpers. Good one, dude. Sure. You know, haha, indeed, Jesus. Number 25 we just read. Fuck a minor. Kill a man. Try to kill another man. Fuck up your life. Number 24. Over the course of a weekend, he met a girl at a party on Friday, put in his resignation at work, sent an email to his advisor that he was giving up his grad program on Saturday, moved across the continent with the girl he met by Monday. Last time I heard about him, his friends gathered money to fly his homeless ass home. 2 years later, and he's been jobless and crashing on people's couches ever since. Why do I feel like I've read this exact story before? This was posted today, 13 hours ago. So you know that this isn't, you know, an old post that I'm rereading. It's an old comment that I'm rereading. So I want to go by top, my dude. This is confounding. What the Pringle eating shit stain? What is this now, Jesus?
Hi L, I think I'm going to leave my job. I get 1K every 2 weeks. But I just found OIT everything I say, bitch, vent about just goes straight to the boss. Cause this one bitch is just his little spy. Any advice?
I think you should write it out. I think I think there are only 2 reasons that you should leave a job, my dude. Is if you're extremely unsatisfied to the point where you know it's taking a toll on you mentally and you have no choice. No, that sounds insane, but there's 1. And 2, if you have a better opportunity, you know? So this may be approaching a point where, you know, you may not be able to keep up. You may not be able to keep it up. You know, the whole facade that everything's cool and this is worth doing and this is something you have the energy for, and that, you know, sometimes you got to pretend to be unaware of shit, and that really sucks. You know what I mean? You know, there's nothing more taxing than playing dumb. Okay? And that shit's taxing as a motherfucker. Like in the situation like this, if you're on the outside of that inner circle that's formed in your bullshit ass workplace, like, I'm so sorry that you even have to work in a place as juvenile as that. But to be honest, for a lot, you have to think about it like this. If there were 10 people in the world, like 8 of those people would consider high school like the greatest part of their life. So even though they're out of high school now, in workplaces, in social circles that they find themselves in, they still treat it like it's high school. and they still form these really juvenile ass cliques where the fucking goal is to dispense that hot goss, that fuck talking about people behind their back and all kind of stupid shit like this. And yo, that's a hostile work environment, straight up, you know. It's the type of thing where you're definitely going to want to get out of there as soon as possible, but unless you have something better to jump through, or at least comparable or equivalent to jump through, hey baby, just try your best to ride this shit out. You know the situation that we're all trying to avoid, as far as you being out of a fucking means to secure financial stability. And it's a hell of a lot easier to get a job while you still got a job, you know what I mean, than when, you know, you fucking around. I'm not saying that you're incapable. I'm just saying, like, hey, I know that it's shitty, but I think you know what you need to do. I think most times we know what we need to do. We need to just hear somebody say it as well. Why is Hannah saying thank you, Linda? Uncle Hal was 90. Oh, she talking about. I didn't know that she came out and was saying what was going on. Yeah, that's where. Yeah, that sucks. So sorry. I mean, I feel like I've kind of said a lot of nothing. You know what I mean? But dude, let these hoes be hoes in the workplace, because that's her whole point. That's their whole purpose. Some of these chicks, you know. Some of these women in the workplace, as rude as it is to say, men too. I'm not throwing a lot of women under the bus, but please understand.
I hate my job because I can't donate sad face $100.
Jesus, what have you done? What have you done? You technically did, Jesus. What the hell? My glasses nearly fell off my shit. Okay, oh boy. Oh, I can't find them without them on. Okay. Oh god. Is that okay? Okay. Jesus, thank you. Jesus, thank you. I know you clowning, and I really hope that this job situation works out for you. And not just because it would technically be working out for both of us. You really went above and beyond here. You didn't have to. I appreciate you. I love you. But holy shit, man. Well done, Jesus. Well done. You know, I think I know what time it is, Jesus. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Another something for the dank advice.
That's the worst part. Thank you, Raw is War, for your contribution. The worst part to me is, like I said, I feel like I'm not even providing. Providing fucking oh man, you're really breaking my brain. Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my man. But God, it just sucks, you know? And I know you're not like expecting a quick one-time solution to all of it. Because if you're telling me that you're gonna leave your job, it's a decision that you've already made, you know? Oh boy. I think the question that I honestly have for you is how you plan on doing this. You know what I mean? Because if you consider where you are in your position at this place salvageable, then you should try to take specific issue with the boss. You know, here's the thing about most bosses: they don't respond well to any kind of even discussion without regarding it as criticism or thinking that they're being challenged in some way. So most people fear for their position where, you know, so hard that they can't even really talk to these people, because either they make it such a hostile environment that the employees think, oh, well, you know, this isn't worthy of his time or some shit like that. You name it. They make it so that they're unapproachable, and it makes the business suffer. You get what I'm saying? Because shit needs to change. That's what keeps things afloat. You know what I mean? Is the ability to innovate, the ability to change with the times, and the ability to suit like shit as it comes rolling down the belt, so to speak. But if you don't think this is salvageable, where you can pretty much get over this stupid hoe that you say is running between him and, you know, you saying some shit, I don't know where to go with it. But I apologize. I nearly forgot what the hell was up for a whole, oh no, I'm sweating. Oh my God, he got me. Jesus got me. He got me sweating. Talking about 25 ways to fuck me up. Okay. Fucking up my life and, oh my God. Okay, here we go. Number 24 is what we just read. So now we're at number 23. A kid ranked in the top 5 of our graduating class. In high school, she was a really awesome girl, could be kind of high-strung sometimes, but still a really funny, pretty, stupidly smart, and kind person. One of those that you looked at and just knew that they were destined to do great things, that wherever they went in life, they would succeed with just a modicum of effort. I can't remember if she was valedictorian or salutatorian, but if not one or the other, then she was very close behind. One of those you looked at and just knew that they were destined for greatness. Okay. Sadly, she was also very strictly sheltered in high school. She went to the biggest university in the state and hopped out of the frying pan of a sheltered household and into the fire of alcoholism. Being at a dorm away from her parents, responsible for her own decisions, and surrounded by people who could get her alcohol easily, very easily, just ruined her. Last I heard, she had lost any academic prestige that she ever had and was getting drunk far too often, even for a college kid, was now at risk of flunking out. Not only that, but she had to cut away any of the friends from high school who were there and could have actually helped her get out of it. It's a genuine fucking travesty. One semester of bad choices just decimated the amazing path that she'd been on her whole life. I haven't been in contact with her in years, since we were never close friends, but I hope she found a way out of that mess and is doing better now. She genuinely doesn't deserve to live like that. She can and should do so much better for herself. Oh boy. It's pretty fucked up. Looks like Hannah has everybody talking about bubble tea in the stream. The end. I'm kidding, Hannah. I know it wasn't you. I know you'll go crazy and start lighting things on fire. Put down the torches, Hannah. Put them down. Okay? Put them down, Hannah. Number 22. My cousin dropped out of school. Now she takes drugs and drinks way too often. She's also underaged, has no stability in her life, almost definitely has some sort of undiagnosed mental illness, and will probably be dead by her 20s. The sad thing is she's one of the best people I know, and while she's still young enough to flip things around, I honestly don't think she has the motivation to anymore. Oh, that sucks. Did you guys hear that the guy who used to be inside the Barney the dinosaur costume wants to have sex with ladies and give them mind-blowing orgasms? He believes in tantric sex, and the first time is free for him. But this dude is like in his 50s, dude. Barney the dinosaur. That's probably all you got to type into Google before you hear man who played Barney, now a tantric sex healer. Yeah. He's a sex therapist. The 54-year-old former actor, and his current job holds many similarities to the time he played Barney. What? I love you. You love me. Let's have sex for your money with a tantric hug. An orgasm from me to you. Won't you say, oh, true? That's a mangasm. Also, he insists on no condoms, ladies. He also said the first time is free. What the fuck? Number 21. He married the wrong heroine. Oh, get it? He married the wrong heroine. It's my life. It's now or never. I am gonna live forever. I do drugs and heroin is my wife. It's my... Number 20. He took up skydiving from only 7 floors up and without equipment. Left his wife and kid behind. Dude fucking bounced himself off a path on a Tuesday. Like, it wasn't anything special. I woke up and it was like, Tom is dead. Someone says, I'm on my second read-through of your comment, and I'm beginning to suspect he wasn't actually attempting to skydive. Number 19. Forged a prescription for OxyContin, tried to sell it to make money, ended up smoking it and getting hooked, robbed all of his friends, and some non-friends, fucked with the wrong guy, had to flee the country. Well, at least he escaped with his life. Stripes says the guy who played Tinky Winky died recently. Stripes know all about niggas who are in suits. Tinky Winky. Teletubbies. No. Froze to death. He was 52 too. What? When everybody you remember is over 50, baby, you're gonna die. But I still love you. Even if you're old, bro. I'm into mature stuff. I really don't like talking about my bookmarks, but they're fucking good today. They're fucking gnarly as hell. Some rad ass bookmarks, dude. Let me fucking make them bigger in case somebody... In case people didn't appreciate him now. Somebody subscribbly ribbly roo on fucking... Wait a minute. I saw that asshole yesterday. He was the one who got into the game of... He got into the game of... Quiplash. And then he kept answering Kyle's peen. Yeah. I hope he got off to that. I hope it was worth it. Balls. Well, thank you for the subscription. I don't have a lot of Twitch followers. But as we continue, we arrive at number 18. Oh boy, it's like a 5-pounder, even though there's only 4, but look at all this shit before it. I have a friend that tried to hide from a very long time the fact that he's gay. This clearly caused him a lot of pain and frustration, and despite all of his friends and family hinting to him that it was okay to be gay, and that everyone would still love him the same, he insisted on hitting on girls, altering his personality, and when he graduated high school, he decided to move to Buenos Aires, where he finally felt like he could be himself. Huh. Well... I have completely lost my place. Where he finally felt like he could be himself, away from anyone who knew him. The problem is he went completely overboard, acquiring a drug addiction, flunking out of college, and disconnecting from all his friends, and most all his family. He now lives with his parents and has since developed a sickness that has put him on dialysis. He doesn't speak to any of us anymore. Jesus. He is gay. The moment he moved to Argentina, he started sharing photos of him with his other men in romantic positions. Wake up, you got me down with the sickness. Pump my butt full of... Oh my God, pump my butt full of Kyle. Stop. Stop, dude, you can't. You need to grow up. Number 17. A guy in high school I knew decided it'd be a good idea to climb on a bus roof. It was 5 a.m. and jump off of it. He ended up botching the landing, fractured his skull, broke a shoulder, and severely damaged his spine. You know somebody gonna be in the comments like, was he okay? Anyway, look, man, I got incredibly lucky. I fell from the exact same height and landed face first. Only thing I broke was my nose and my cheekbone. I sprained my back, which hurt really bad, but absolutely can't believe I didn't break my neck, my back, my shoulders, and my crack. All you ladies pop that pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't quit, just do it. Do it, do it now, lick it good. Shake this pussy just like number 16. He was a PhD in physics, or has it, or was. He was a PhD in physics with a teaching job with a salary equivalent to upper middle class in my country. Did he die or did he go to jail? He must have died, because you don't just say he was a PhD. Even in jail, you got it, baby. This nigga dies. Oh my God. The plot thickens as we continue. Unmarried, untethered. Not tethered to no fucking ladies. With a huge penis. I mean paycheck. I mean, what's the difference? I'm looking at you, Jesus. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Then he fucked his cousin and put a baby in her twice, my dude. Oh, shit. He did what? You did not. Twice. What kind of Sarah Bishop ass story is this? Twice. Oh my God. Then he fucked his cousin and put a baby in her twice. He always dealt with depression and mental illness of the kind, but that drove him to a suicide attempt. He quit his job, his cousin became unbearable, so now he has nothing besides his kids once a month? I know that mental illness are serious matter, but he coupled that with a lot of bad decisions when he could have instead used his paycheck to pay for a treatment and so on. Why you gotta fuck your cousin, my nigga? You know what I mean? It's so weird. This dude had everything. You got a PhD in physics. Get on the internet and find a hoe that wants to suck your dick because you're fucking educated. You know what I mean? You have a huge paycheck. Get on the internet and find some bitch that wants to suck your dick because you have money. You get what I'm saying? But you're fucking your relatives, my dude. And if that ain't enough, fuck protection. You know what I'm talking about? You're coming in that bitch. And somehow neither of you are ashamed enough when something starts growing in there to go fucking kill that thing. Fuck its health, right? Because you guys are related genetically. Fuck whether or not it's coming out on that. Yeah, you guys are both my fucking uncle and wait a minute. I don't understand. What the fuck? What the fuck? He should have just blew his brains out. You know what I'm talking about? I don't say that often. Wow. Wow, dude. I'm sorry, guys, if I just came out with a little bit of crude stuff as it pertains to human life and the regard for it. I don't care where you stand on the fucking, you know, You know what issue I'm talking about. We're not going to get into it, dude. But what you mean you fucked your relatives? Here's the thing, baby. Here's the thing. A lot of people abuse substances. I am not a man who lives in a chamber and is not aware of some of the things that go on in real life. I know some people get down so hard that all of the choice is taken away from them. Some people black out, baby. But just because they don't remember what happened didn't mean that they weren't technically conscious in a way. You know what I mean? It's not even like it's like the car is driving and somebody else is at the wheel. People make mistakes, I guess. People make mistakes. They get on them drugs. They shoot that shit up. They smoke it. And they end up sucking some dicks, baby. You know what I mean? They end up in bed with the wrong people. Okay, dude. But when you having a kid and you know it's with somebody that you're related to, wait a goddamn minute. Wait a goddamn minute. One time ain't enough. What word have I highlighted here? Twice. Get me the fuck out of this post. What you mean twice, dude? What you mean twice, dude? As we roll up, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Roll Tide, though, right? What do people have to say about this? Somebody said, man, I had a roommate right now working on his PhD in astrophysics. Dude has procrastinated himself into such an extreme corner that the university has dropped his funding. He's decided to quit, like seriously 10 feet from the finish line. So at age 30, he's trying to land his first job, unless you count summers at the grocery store when he was a teenager. But instead of actively trying to find work, he's burning the last of his savings on beer and online shopping. He's falling down a pretty dark hole and it's hard to watch. But you can't discuss any of these things with him. Last time I asked about a job search, he went on condescending tirade about not wanting to be worthless like me. Ooh, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Never mind. Number 15. She had a full ride scholarship right out of high school to the local university. Instead, she moved across the country to be with a 17-year-old guy that she'd never met in real life, to live with his mom. He didn't have a job and she worked at PetSmart. She came back after 4 months but had lost her scholarship. Now she's 30. She's in her 3rd semester at the university using loans. Me.
Twice, my dude.
Jesus, no, dude. No. What kind of, you're the last person I expected it from, telling me that you're contemplating leaving your job. Jesus, my dude. Thank you, sir. Okay? Oh my God, I'm sweating. And it's terror sweat. You know what I mean? Oh boy. I was reserving the round of applause. Boy, give it up for Jace. Oh. Gotta take my clothes off. It's really getting hot in here. It's really getting hot in here. I'm gonna turn this fan on. I'm gonna turn this fan on. If it gets too bad. No, that's bad. Listen to that. Listen to that fucking background noise. Never mind. Oh my God. Just give me a minute. Woo. Ooh, boy, Jesus, damn. Twice. Dude, twice. Man, Jesus really know how to make me feel like I fucked my cousin, man. Woo! Woo! Okay. Oh my God. This is making me hot. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God. Okay, Jesus, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and so does my dolphin. Okay. God damn. Jesus says, I'm not leaving my job, Kyle. Wait, you trolled me. You trolled me. You trolled me. You troll. I guess I can't be mad, Jesus. I genuinely feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience right now. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate this feeling. I love you, but I'm embarrassed of how I'm, you know, oh boy. So let us continue here. Oh boy. Come on, Jesus. Damn. Damn, Jesus. Damn. Damn, Jesus. Damn. Damn. I really enjoyed my bookmarks. One of them said caught shoplifting. Another one said forced non-consensual. And another one said only dead a few minutes. I really like that. Come on. That's good stuff. Another one said stepdaughter. It's stepdad. Oh my God. That's good. It's pretty good. Come on. Come on. Okay. I'm going to have to hook myself up to a heart monitor. But as we continue, number 14. This girl at my college dropped out of school after like her freshman year, but never like told her parents and stuff. After a few years graduation, like it was coming up, and as far as her parents knew, she was like graduating, but like she killed herself. Ooh, now I feel bad about doing the voice. I feel bad about doing the voice. I feel bad about doing the voice, but the weird thing was when I was reading into it and got to the first like, my mind was blown. I was like, did my brain see that before I got there? Because this whole voice fits this whole thing that I'm doing now with her writing like. But now I reached that she killed herself point, and it's like, you know what I mean? Pulling my collar. Okay, look. We're gonna do this again, serious style. So we're gonna do it like I started, and we weren't here. Okay, hold on. Hey, you my mama. Number 14. This girl at my college dropped out of school after her freshman year, but never told her parents. After a few years, graduation is coming up, and as far as her parents knew she was graduating, she killed herself like a week before. I guess to avoid the shame of her parents finding out. Sad shit. Jesus Christ. It couldn't... that's so scary. It's scary because I know people who parental pressure is so crushing that they might be moved to do something as crazy as killing yourself. You know what I mean? Ladies, let me say it to you one time. If you ever feel like the pressure is so great that you just don't want to exist, you don't want to be there, you know, come to my house. You know what I'm saying? You know? I'm not gonna, you know, I got video games you can sit down and play poorly, and then I can monetize it, you know? You could be Kyle's Dean Takahashi. Free hugs, and I'm just gonna laugh at you while you play games. If you don't want to do that, you know, I got some dishes you could wash. You could put on this apron, girl. You better bend over, take them pants off. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. It's a joke. It's a joke. What you want from me? As we roll up, boy. Number 13, alcohol and copying the weekends on weekdays. Well, there's a reason they call them weekdays. Somebody said, crazy how common this is. Some young professional circles are almost extensions of college. I have a friend I really worry about this with. Her small office drinks at all hours of the day, and to that, the Coke and Adderall habit. Add to that the Coke and Adderall habit, and they are pretty much on a bender 24/7. Man, when your small business is abusing the fucking Adderall, come on now. Sean Watson says, I feel like we're all having a sleepover and Kyle is in the middle with... God damn it. I'm going to start making myself vomit before these lists. Because you know what happens? I end up getting hungry at around the point where before I do the list. And then you know what happens? I fall asleep mere moments. I'm talking like 15 minutes before the stream. And then I wake up like, what you got? I gotta stream. I gotta stream. And then, oh my god, I turned on my Switch controller. Calm down there, Switch. Calm down. Calm down. It's been a while since I put you into use, huh, baby? Oh, baby. Somebody needs to show up and play my Switch. Play with my Nintendo Joy-Cons. Show up and play me Nintendo. Play it soulfully like a trombone when a hurricane's coming. That's a callback to this list. Boy, you are crazy. Okay? You are crazy. I've been playing Monster Hunter, though. It is fun, even though I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I got into some Japanese kids' lobbies today. The game's been out like a day, and they had some dank-looking shit. I was like, motherfucker. As we roll up this list to number 12, he wasn't a close friend, but a neighbor of mine went out for a few beers to celebrate enlisting in the parachute regiment, and then celebrated a bit too hard, to the point where he woke up in a holding cell. If this had been an isolated incident, it might not have been so bad, but he already had prior convictions for that sort of thing and had to work very hard to convince the recruiters that he cleaned up his act. I would feel so much sorrier for him if he didn't then go into a downward spiral that involved hosting so many rowdy parties that even the stoners were fed up with the racket, getting evicted for it, and trying to set fire to the building out of spite. Well, damn, baby. This went from 0 to 1,000. Don't you hate that comment? Well, jeez, that went from 0 to 1,000. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Oh, stop it. Why did you even balance the controller up on its... I feel crazier than normal. I don't feel like I'm in me right now. Oh, that could be twisted sexually. Never mind. I didn't say it. It's a good thing nobody listens to me while I do these lists. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's do this. Number 11? My friend was complaining on how he didn't like his job and he needed to get out of there. I talked to my boss and was able to swing a job interview his way. I basically told him to show up, speak well at the interview, and pretty much he would be working under me for a little bit. What does he do the night before the interview? He goes to a concert and gets completely trashed. Shows up to the interview reeking of alcohol and weed. Obviously, my boss wasn't going to deal with this, so he told me my friend was not going to be hired. My friend gets confrontational with my boss and we have to call the cops. He runs downstairs to get back into his car, and that's when the cops arrive. Not only did he have an open alcohol in the car, and even drugs, and enough drugs to put down a bull? I haven't seen the kid in years, and I don't know when I will again. Oh my God. Today I fucked up my credibility with my boss. You may have fucked up your friend's life too. Part of me would feel a little bit, even though your bad decisions have fucked up your own life. Nigga, what are you doing with alcohol and drugs in your car, dude? In your car, my dude. And let's say it was on his person. What are you doing taking drugs on your person to a job interview? You stupid fuck. Oh my God. Anyway. Just Googled it? Just Googled what? Never heard of it. Rhea says still playing it now. What game were you playing? Or you guys are talking about Slime Rancher. Yeah, this is the one with the slime balls and they all have stupid little faces in it, and they stole that from, pretty much every Japanese game. Slime Rancher is really just it's Minecraft. It's like Minecraft mini games for women. That's what it is. Rhea would love that. Minecraft mini games for ladies. Oh boy. You girls in your casual games though. Swear to God, if it were up to Kyle, you'd all be playing Shadow of the Colossus and Katamari Damacy. And those would be gateways into actual games. You know what I'm talking about? Did I just say that? Did I go there?
My name's Chick Game Reviewer, and I played a game today called No Man's Sky. This game was so cool because I could just jump in a ship and then go to another planet. But when I landed, it wouldn't let me take off again. And I guess like I needed some stuff or something, so I had to Google like YouTube videos and stuff. And I don't like that part of the game, but I did find out there was a part of the game where you don't have to get any materials, so I love that part. I was playing this game called Minecraft yesterday, and I hated it. But then someone showed me creative mode, where you don't need anything, you can just build whatever you want, and I thought it was so great. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe to my content. I'll see you guys later. I gotta go suck cocks.
Sorry. I'm not likening this character to any of the girls in the stream chat, obviously. I'm likening it to the bimbos that are on YouTube, who do have big titties. So hey man, y'all ever see some shit? Let's go to Twitch right now, because I feel like y'all think I'm just crazy. But I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. I know right now you can't tell. But stay a while and maybe then you'll see how I used to be. Don't they do IRL anymore? Okay, we got an Asian girl at the top of IRL. Is it too late for big titty girls? Exploring Vegas, subs get Snapchat. That sounds about right. Here's a couple. Isn't that wholesome? Cute, kawaii. Man, IRL isn't as terrible as it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's get in there. Let's see what's going on with this one. This ought to be enlightening.
What if they have Japanese egg rolls?
Uh-huh.
What's the problem?
Just the size of her head in there. I wonder what this stream is all about, baby.
What color would you like your name?
You know what? God bless her and those titties, though. You know. You gotta pull that top down. It's all here for you guys. Woo! What's going on, guys? Oh my god. Oh my god. Listen. I had titties like those. I guess I'd be set for life, huh? Let's see what's on the wish list. Just curious. Oh, we got a hairdryer. Okay. Got some boots. That's pretty cool. This is like... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Oh my god. Okay, what's going on this other page here? Oh my god, Jesus, that's pretty loud. Is she at a convention? There's conventions right now? Or is she in like a steak and shake? What's going on here? Bitch, I'm trying to get a look around at what's going on here. She looks interesting though. Little tight body hoe that has some cosplaying shit going on. I can appreciate that. Bing bong. She's out in is she streaming this from her phone? I don't know. Is she in a steak and shake? Can we pan around, baby? I don't know. I don't know what the interior of a steak and shake really looks like, so I can't tell you guys. This is the bottom line. Tom Hellert says trap. Wow. The validity of her femininity is in question. Remember when we were doing something? I'm ready to fly up this list, but we are on the remaining 10. So you know how crazy it's gonna get. A guy in my high school started dating a 25-year-old woman. Of course, a grown woman doesn't want to date a guy with a curfew and limited free time, so he rebels. Decides he doesn't want a dull, middle-class, happy family life, so he runs off with his girlfriend on his 18th birthday, drops out of school, throws away his fully funded college plans in order to be a man and support my woman. Which he does by working 2 part-time mall food court jobs. His girlfriend worked a low-paying but full-time job for a while, but they decided that she should quit and be a housewife. Which, you know, may work in a rural bumfuck nowhere, but is a very bad idea in a coastal California unless you've got a very, very good job, which this dude doesn't. His parents almost convinced him to go back, and his girlfriend back home. Wait, to move back. with his girlfriend. Okay, they were willing to accommodate her so that he could get his GED and go to college, which they were still willing to pay for. His girlfriend, 30 at this point, was still unemployed, threw a fit and told him that his parents were still trying to ruin his life and convinced him to cut off contact with them. His next idea was the military. God, nope. His girlfriend couldn't be away from him that long and told him that she'd kill himself. You know, it's when I see shit like this that I think to myself, come the fuck on now. What he meant to write is that the girlfriend say that she couldn't be away from him that long, or else she would kill herself if he joined. So he scrapped that idea too, all to keep his girlfriend happy. Okay, so maybe he should try entry-level warehouse jobs, something with growth potential? Nope, warehouse jobs don't come with free or discounted food to bring home, because his girlfriend, the housewife, didn't want to have to go grocery shopping or cook often. Too much for her fibromyalgia, you know? Oh God, I knew women with this. He's 36 now. He finally got a Section 8 apartment in a not so nice area, but he's thrilled because it's a 1-bedroom instead of a roach-infested studio or the garage belonging to one of her family members. His now wife is the love of his Pillsbury Doughboy and his now wife is the love child of the Pillsbury Doughboy and the demon from The Grudge. She still doesn't work. His biggest accomplishment is his full-time job as assistant manager of a knockoff Subway. His parents disowned him, and he never got to say goodbye to his brother when he died. But hey, at least he avoided that boring middle-class lifestyle. Something about this is pretty sad. Aaron Deere says, what was your first game, Kyle? My first game, thanks to my wonderful and amazing mother, was Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis. I don't remember much about my life when I was living in New Jersey at the time, but I do remember how happy I was on my birthday to receive a Sega Genesis with Sonic the Hedgehog, and I think she got me a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game and a Flintstones game. Remember we had a little hallway with a small tiled area that I would take this Tonka truck that I had, and I would kneel down into the back of it. It was like a Tonka dump truck, and the back part was big enough to where I could put both of my little Kyle knees in there and then just roll up and down though. This was it. My God. My God. Huh. Number 9. Too long didn't read. Drafted by the Cincinnati Reds. His dream straight out of high school got cut. Gets pissed off a little. Starts drinking. 2 years go by, worked dumb jobs and drank lots more. His mother died, and 10 months later inherits something approaching $1 million. Quits dumb job, literally drinks himself to death in his dirtball apartment 4 years later. Ooh. Huh. Number 8. Sadly, it's kind of my fault. Friend was never good with ladies despite being fairly good looking. Just lacked confidence to speak with them. One New Year's, he invites his online girlfriend along. They had met on Yahoo Chat. That's a long time ago. And long story short, it turns out she's 14. We're all in our mid-20s. They didn't do anything. He was just really embarrassed. She said she was 19, etc., etc. In an attempt to make him forget about this, I hook him up with a crazy girl who works with my wife. She's a proper one-night stand, will sleep with anyone if they buy her enough drinks. Of course, the friend takes this to heart. Every date she seems more and more into him because he's paying. I try to warn him, but this is the only real woman who has ever shown him any interest. He's smitten. You fucked this guy, dude. You fucked this guy. You knew his history, dude. You knew his history. You knew he was a virgin. You know he wasn't street smart. You knew he wasn't versed in the game of love. And you attached a broad that was willing to milk this guy dry. You fucked him, man. Why would you do it? Why would you do it? People are so stupid and inconsiderate. And it breaks my heart, man. Fuck, man. Fuck women that are willing to just latch on like a leech to these innocent and naive dudes, dude. Some of which really only have one life to give, one go-round in the game of love as far as, you know, consideration is concerned. Some of these hoes can get fucked over by the dumbass dudes that they're into before they get bored with them and just throw their ass aside, right? And then just reach a point where, you know, oh, I thought I'd never love again, but ooh, look how hot he is. And then they're back. You know what I'm talking about? But these guys, dude, when they're convincing themselves that they're in love and what they have is something special, oh no. The history was right there, dude. Hooked up with a 14-year-old online. Not hooked up like did anything, but like, you know what I mean. Invited the bitch out and she was just 14. A year later, they're married. A year after that, they have a kid. He dotes on the kid, does everything for him despite working long hours. She quit her job to move in with him. When they got married, isn't interested in finding another. Isn't interested in the kid. Friend does absolutely everything for the kid. It's now 4 years later. He's finally filed for a divorce. They're still living together, but in separate bedrooms. He's paid for everything. House, 2 cars, loads of jewelry for her. Using his savings, she is demanding she keep the house and her car. And she wants half of his wages until the kid is 18. Number 7. Broke up with his girlfriend, went out with his mates, got stupidly drunk, a fight ensued, and he killed the other guy with 1 punch. That is so cool. Final year law graduate, national debate champion, excellent rugby player, doing 6 years for manslaughter. He'll be out in 6 years. Somebody said, crazy how hard and how easy it is to kill somebody. Just the right amount of pressure to the nose. And you can kill a man, you can kill a man, you can kill a man, yeah. If you knock someone off balance and their skull hits the ground, if it's the right amount of force, they're dead. I said if it's the right amount of force, they're dead. I'm just kidding. Don't isolate these songs and turn them into nothing. I'm getting in trouble. Y'all trying to get me in trouble out here, man. Don't get me in trouble. Oh my God. Number 6. Drunk Mike used to be just regular Mike. Drank almost every day from the time that he was 15 to whenever. After I got married and bought a house, I told him I want him to know where I lived. Okay. Oh, I told him I didn't want him to know where I lived because he would show up at random times with random people to people's homes and trouble always followed. And I wished the best for him. I saw him at a funeral a few years back, couple years sober, but he literally drank himself stupid. Saying he is a bit slow now is a gross understatement. Oh my God. Can y'all not? Jesus Christ. Some people just... they're a slave to that fucking alcohol. Ooh, number 4 got deleted. Ooh. Interesting. Well, number 5. Okay, I've been waiting for this. I have a friend who invested way too much in a zombie apocalypse coming. Okay. He'd read too many conspiracies and things just got way out of hand for him. I remember sitting down with him at one point and listening to him say, man, if the zombies don't come soon, I have fucked up my life. Sorry. He'd bought so many emergency supplies, rations, and pieces of camping equipment, and he'd spent so much time planning what would happen. Like, he'd bought a katana, become quite invested in the learning of it, trained in ninjutsu, planned out where he'd bug out to, how he'd rescue his friends, but in doing that, he'd spent so much time planning what to do that he'd completely neglected his non-apocalypse life, where everyone else pumped their savings into housing and savings. He invested thousands and thousands of... Hello, Logan. I hope you've been keeping your claws curled, buddy.
That's a Wolverine joke.
He's probably going to unsubscribe after that, as long as he knows what he's dealing with. Okay, yeah, no. As we continue this nonsensical list of this entry of a man fucking putting his savings into fucking zombie apocalypse. Oh boy. I guess he did too, but he'd put all of his points into skills that are exclusively used in an apocalypse. If there is an apocalypse, he's the most useful person on the planet to know, but if not, I mean, here's the thing. Why prepare for a zombie apocalypse specifically? Prepare for a normal apocalypse. Like, buy a bunker, you know, have a bunker built that can withstand some shit. Build something underground, get some guns. Hell yeah, rations. Ain't nothing wrong with these things, you know, on their own. You know, as long as you're making it so that you can live comfortably and you're not regarding this apocalypse as an inevitability. Inevitability. That's a word, if I say it way too many times, I feel like I'm saying it terribly. Inevitability. No, inevitably.
Inevitably.
Why the hell have I been saying inevitability? Inevitability is a word, Kyle.
Inevitability.
Perhaps you were using it correctly, contextually. Then why do you waste so much time questioning yourself? You've just asked yourself why and what it means to be Kyle. We have to return. We have to finish the list. Number 4 has been deleted. We may be able to glean from the response what it may be about. This is important. The response reads, I was so close that at one point as a freshman in college, the results were negative. She had been sick on mornings and her period was late, so we thought maybe the egg fertilized but didn't implant or something like that. But thank God, that was the most scared I've ever been in my whole life. That was not the person I wanted to be with for the rest of my life. Holy bing bong. Okay, so yeah, we can assume that they wrote something about, you know, getting someone pregnant, and that was that. How we haven't seen that too many times in this list is the real question, because that's how a lot of people fuck up their life, is getting drunk, sleeping with somebody they don't want to be with, and ending up pregnant again, you know? Ending up pregnant again. Number 3, bing bong. Okay, this is a story. I knew an exceptional mind in middle school and high school. A smart dude. His name was Kyle or something? And a good guy. He had an ego, but I would too if I was him. With his grades and his accomplishments, I once saw the outline of his cock in his shorts during gym class, and I thought to myself, wow, is this guy good at sports too? He then pulled out a book and just started reading and said, I'm not here to do any sports. I just need this elective. I'm trying to make a splash. I'm kidding. God, Kyle, shut up. But he was pirating a ton of music and movies while in college. Don't get me wrong, I was into torrents too, but not into terabytes of shit. And this is 10 years ago. He gets sued by the MPAA, drops out of college, starts working at a pizza joint, telling his customers he is going to the local college chapter when he wasn't. I guess the depression and the settlement, and the amount of money the MPAA took him for was getting to him, so he decides to drive to the west, and try to live in the woods. What? That is it feels like we skipped a part. Okay, it gets most of the way there and decides it's a bad idea. Now he has to explain why he was not at work or home, so he figured out a plan to fake a carjacking, parks his car in the Walmart, and throws himself in the trunk for 16 hours and bangs on the trunk until some ladies let him out. The problem is that Walmart has cameras in their parking lot, so he was found to be a liar and does time for faking the crime. Last I heard, he was working at Denny's. From super smart douche to squiggle squam kabloosh in the fucking parking lot. The truth comes out of the trunk. A man who claimed to have been abducted and locked inside the trunk of a car for more than 36 hours. Oh my God. Oh, shit. Is it worth being locked in your car for over a fucking day? You and I all regard ourselves as the types of people who can go to sleep for a hot minute. But in the trunk of a damn car? In the trunk of a damn car? The truth comes out, ... of the trunk. You know what I'm talking about? What the fuck? Number 2. A friend wins $500,000 in the lottery. Says he's going to use the money to go to college, save and invest the rest. Spends it all on cars and partying. Now he is more broke than he was before he won. What a dumbass. What a dumbass. I can't imagine getting money and then losing my sense of practicality. And maybe people can't lose things that they never had. So maybe people who are frivolous when they win the lottery or get a whole bunch of money, that money just goes straight down the drain. But I guess when you were young, you're the type of person to sit in a grocery store and look at two different variations of things, one of which is just slightly more expensive than the other, and just really stare at these things like, son of a bitch, what should I get that one? You're counting the things that you put in your cart as you're putting in there because you don't want to go over a certain amount. You're staring at these two things. One is slightly more expensive than the other, you know what I mean? And you come to the conclusion, hey, I'm not getting any of these. Never mind. If I need it, I'll come back for it. If I need it, we'll get it on the next go around. But fuck me, what are you gonna do with more cars than you can drive? What are you going to do with a house so big that you won't use all of those rooms? Huh, dude? I'm confused. How do you live a life like that? People are out there starving, dude. I was listening to an episode of a show called Would I Lie to You? It's this show with one of my favorite British comedians on there. His name's David Mitchell. He was on a SNL styled duo comedy show called Mitchell and Webb. It's kind of like, God, I'm dating myself, so never fucking mind. But a bit of trivia that came up on the show was about how Jim Carrey bought a house for his dog when he was filming one of the And it wasn't just like a little house, you know what I'm talking about? It was like a mansion pretty much. And he bought this shit for a fucking animal because he missed him while he was out there. So how rich do you have to be to lose your damn mind? You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to have no shame and not give a fuck what people think, but it's inexcusable to me when you're not born into that wealth. If you're born into that wealth, you'll never know what it was like to be human, you know? So you're almost not to blame because you don't know any better. But when you start off relatively, you know, obscure and you ain't got nothing to your name, and then you make that money, baby, how do you just forget that the people around you are humans, dude? What the fuck? Like, sometimes I think about if I were ever like a fucking sports star or some kind of famous musician or somebody, some bullshit where it's like, you know, money becomes nothing. I would just walk out to certain places and slap a motherfucker with $1,000. You know what I'm talking about? $5,000. You know what I'm talking about? And just see how that affects them. You know, maybe it would, maybe they throw it away. Who cares? But how do you forget? How do you forget? But here we are. What the hell? Jesus has changed his user picture. Let's take a look at what it is. What the fuck? I can't, it won't show me the user picture. That's AIDS. Well, he does have a video from 9 years ago. Gotta go comment on that. Okay, I left my comment. I don't know if you guys can see it because it won't really scroll down properly, which is also kind of AIDS. Maybe if I move these things to the side. Let's see if it'll see here. All right, there we go. This game is old. You're old. Boo. JK, I thumbs up the video. Okay, gonna thumbs up that. There we go, trying to balance out the likes to dislikes on Jesus' 9-year-old fucking sport video. Oh, the world is so funny. I've got another confession to make. You say to born to resist to be of you. Someone giving the best, the best, the best, the best of you. Number one. Number one on the list, guys. Oh my god, we've been doing this for 2 hours. I am so sorry for being crazy. 25 ways people fucked up their life. This is such a podcast, even though I don't call it that. You know, I just have no one to talk to, so I talk to myself after reading these. Oh boy, I should establish a real podcast and then get another person. But who would the person be? Who could I establish banter with? You know what I mean? That would be charming and fun, but not take itself too seriously. There wouldn't be drama because, you know, people wouldn't get up their own butt. That's the problem. That's the problem. Where's Kyle gonna find somebody that doesn't get up their own butt? Somebody's put something in the stream chat where they clap and use the emoji to do it. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Number one. Going alone hiking into the mountains of Canada. His body was found 2 weeks later. Damn. Don't go hiking, baby. Somebody else says, a friend of mine died in a similar way. He was solo camping in an area that wasn't even particularly remote. But a cold front nobody was expecting rolled in quickly, and he was caught unprepared. They think he also probably was injured in some way. Nigga, whatever's fucking around out in the woods isn't even something that we need to talk about. Something's happening out in the woods, dude. Something's happening out in the woods. Hey, watch people die inside. Huh? I work at a bank, and this lady came in with $150,000 check to make conversation. I was like, oh, wow, I wish I had one of those. And she deadass looked at me and was like, it's a life insurance check. I would rather have the person. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. You guys ever go to watch people die inside? That's a pretty good subreddit. Oh my God, the caption here is when she doesn't want her friends to know about you. So you assume the camera's going to pan at like a guy and some girl, and she's going to hide her face, or she's going to jut away. She's going to like, what's a good word for like her like she dodges the camera away from the guy. So this is going to be good. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This bitch in trouble. This bitch in trouble. This a cheating bitch. This bitch in trouble. Wait, was she jacking it? I don't think she was jacking it because it looks like her hand is in her. No, dude. Because people are saying it looks like she was jacking it and he's putting his ding away. Wait a minute. I don't think so. I don't think so, dudes. Somebody's like, I think you're right. The disappointment, then embarrassment on his face when she stops. I don't know, dude. Somebody says she's wearing an Alabama shirt. That's probably her brother. Nah, dude. She trying to escape the boyfriend. Look at that bitch. Fuck this bitch. We need to find where this hoe live. Burn it down. You know what I'm talking about? And burn it down. Well, guys, I want to thank my sponsors. You know, you guys are making my life bearable, you know? And I wanna find a way to make your guys' life just as fresh. So Snapchat Kyle, it's just my name, and tell me how I can spice up your life, okay? You know what I'm talking about? I want to thank my patrons. You guys are the bread to my butter. Without you, I'd just be a butter that's unpackaged, you know? Collecting all the nasty ass dust particles, and I'd end up with like a hair on there, like a cat hair, some shit like that. Don't nobody want no cat hair butter, that's the thing, you know? But a butter sandwich. What am I? What? Dude, thank you to all of you. Thank you for liking the video, guys. And a special, heartfelt, hot sauce, sexual, in my pants thank you to the one, the only Jesus. This I almost said match, like we're playing Overwatch, but in fact, this stream. I can't get enough of you, and I wanna give him another round of applause. What a badass! What a badass this match. I mean this stream. Damn it. Woo! Thank you to Raw as War 2 for being adorable, and Masegma, which I rudely said was Masmegma. That's rude, but I won't do it again. You know how it is. Oh boy. So you guys will see me soon. Linda says Quiplash. Hell no, not tonight. I don't know. I feel like dead. I feel like very, very dead tonight. I don't know how this squeezed on for 2 hours, but it did. And I guess just reading through 25 of both of those lists was an hour commitment, which was strange. Linda, don't be mad at me. Okay. Linda. I am definitely going to try to go, you know, become greatness in Monster Hunter, and then you guys will see me again soon. Michael did request a specific game, Michael Palermo. So, you guys are going to be seeing me play that probably tomorrow. It's a game called Getting Over It with Benet Foddy or Benet Foddy. Who cares? I feel like it's got to be frustrating as hell because, you know, otherwise he wouldn't suggest it to me. And I'm making up my mind to commit at least 30 minutes to it. I think anything that people are going to be trying to get me to play or suggesting for me, I'm going to have a thing where I commit 30 minutes to it, no more, no less. And that'll be that. We can make a little series out of it. Guys, if I had a series that was devoted to people suggesting games to me that you know were probably deliberately meant to be frustrating, okay? What would I call the series? Okay? Tell me what I should call the series. Bing bong. Okay? Oh, Michael Palermo was sending me snaps of his, like his gaming collection or something. Sorry, I almost dropped my phone and then exclaimed like a little gay guy. Stripes really just said play Spelunky. Ooh, this chick crazy. What if I continued with that? What if I continued with the Steam Who Gives a Fuck? What if that's what I continued to call it? Guys, you don't know because you guys haven't been here for a while. You know, haven't been around for a long time, I should say. But back in the day, on the Kyle channel here, one of the first things that Stripes did was buy me a game called Spelunky. Okay, and I played that game for a series that I started that I was going to call Steam Who Gives a Fuck. Steam WGAF, right? This was a year ago. Jesus Christ. And I think I played that game, Spelunky, yeah. From your friend Stripes, Dear Big C. This was a good investment, Candy. Okay. But yeah, no, in the beginning, I started off with another game. Here's a jingle that doesn't suck. Something, something, Steam, who gives a fuck? V. Gifted to me by Umbreon Theater. I like the music, I find it charming. And from what it looks like, this is just a fucking I Want to Be the Guy clone. A game intended to make me rage. So let's see where it goes. A game intended to make me rage. Yeah, dude. I think I should just continue with the Steam Who Gives a Fuck fucking, you know. Ooh, check out Big Penis $5 Canadian style K-Edits over here. Get a load of this guy. Well, hello, K-Edits. You always get here so late, dude. We're at the end of a 2-hour stream and you only just showed up. That's insane, man. That's insane, man. I can't even handle you guys. Adorable to say the least. I wish I could continue, but what would I continue with, you know? Because I'm in the mood for that Bing Bong Hunter, and it's so repetitive that it would blow your mind. I guess we could, here's what we could do. We could quickly boot up Getting Over It just to see what it is, and cheat a little bit before I do the real gameplay. Oh, can you shut up? Can you shut up? Nigga, what are you doing? Like, you're so loud. What the fuck? I'm sorry, I just tabbed out of that. Could not handle it. Let's turn that way down. Okay, brilliant. I tried to make it, okay. Give me a second here. Oh. Is it getting bigger, my dude? Are you making the resolution bigger? You fucking stupid? What are you doing? Can I resize this? Nigga, is this real life? I'm not joking, guys. I think, like, I'm trying... You are playing with me. I think I'm trying to resize this game, and it's only giving me bigger... Okay, okay, no, that's... Okay, thank you, God. Come on, go. Finally. Now we got the smaller ones. That works. Oh, my God. 17. Is that as small as I'm gonna get it, my dude? Is that as small as I'm gonna get it? What if I went to good quality-wise? Can we go lower? Oh my God. 1600. 14? Okay. Okay. 1. Make this smaller. No, I don't want it full screen. Do I need to scroll down to get out? How can I? Apply. So help me fucking God. So help me fucking God. It won't let me make the damn thing smaller. You know, I may have to just get another fucking monitor like everybody else in the world. Because this is fucking obnoxious. Or you know what? Give me a second here. Let me Google something. I'm not impressed with this shit. First of all. So whatever. I'll give this shit some kind of disgusting chance, even though the resolution is so disgustingly unbearable as far as its obnoxious size that I can barely get it on screen properly. Very good. Is this part of it, you think? No, because only Kyle would have a problem with like this. So this is irrelevant. Apply. Oh, now you work with you. Good, great, and good for me. And for you, oh, being bong with you. So, all that Kyle tier complaining, I apologize. Looks like we've worked through it for the most part. Let's go. I'm not getting into this. I just want to figure out what the hell it is. New game. All right, Waz does not, Sweet Home Alabama. little more. Say word.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red.
Who the fuck is this? Shut the fuck up.
If you got your best shirt.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Who is this? Is this him?
If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
I don't know who the fuck you are talking to me. Damn it. Pogo sticking my way the fuck up. I am Kyle. Don't you do it. Don't you do this. Don't you do this, my dude. Get the fuck over there.
Thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
Alright.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech...
Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your mouth.
A rough assemblages of found on.
Shimon! No! I don't give a fuck. This is so dumb. This whole game, isn't it? Come on. Windmill it now. Windmill it now. Come on now. Oh, come on. Oh, God. Are we stuck? No. Whatever, you ass clowns want the fucking voiceover on.
It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
Thank you, Brandon Bristol. You're pushing yourself too hard. You're really cocking this, you know? As it pertains to precision, I'm the one doing it correctly. And you're making this problematic. I'm not the problem here. The controls are. Jesus Christ.
You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You're completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct.
Nico, we've done it. We've done it. I get it. You know what I mean? But here's the bottom line, though, guys, as well. I am not your typical streaming asshole YouTuber. This is the type of game I could breeze through no issue, and it wouldn't be fun for you guys to watch because I'd sit there, I'd study it, and we'd be done, and it wouldn't really be an experience. You know what I mean? It's so fun. It's man, I should make a series called Kyle Takes the Fun Out of Games, and there it is. There it'd be. You know what I mean? I'm sure this guy's voiceover is fantastic for you guys, but it was in my ear like, I'm like, nigga, can you shut the fuck up? Can you shut the fuck up? How about that? Can you shut the fuck up? Oh, wind blowing the video game. Here comes some jazz music. Nope. That was whack. Of course. The Palermo man Michael Palermo himself sent me that game. Of course. He didn't send it to me. I bought it, but he might as well have paid for it with all the money he was throwing at me the other day. Okay? But hilariously, he's been beaten by the Jesus. I need to go run my fat ass on the treadmill, guys. So, you know, snap me pictures of stuff. Not of more Tide Pods or Uganda Knuckles. I get enough. I get enough of that, you know. But seriously, nobody loves me. So snap me. And then tell me who I should host the podcast with. Tell me who I should have co-host a podcast. So we can start a podcast too. We can do it every day podcast when there's nothing to talk about. Can you imagine? And then you guys can just come at us with topics.
Hey guys, what do you think about Skittles mixed with M&Ms?
Why Stripes making that face? Why Stripes making that face right there, huh? Why Stripes making that Lisa face? Faith says no one, everyone else is boring. Ooh, interesting. Interesting, Faith. Ooh. Linda says Hannah or Emmy. I don't think Hannah'd have that much to contribute. She'd be like, okay, you do the talking, Kyle. And Emmy'd be like, shiz, let me tell you about these shoes. I'm kidding. Emmy doesn't talk about shoes. I wonder where Emmy is right now, because she usually comes through the streams, but she doesn't. Even Rhea comes to talk to you guys and ignore me, but Emmy doesn't, and that's kind of interesting. I wonder if she's okay. But guys, I'm here. Kyle takes the fun out of games, dude. That's a series right there, dude. That is a series right there. So guys, I'm gonna fuck around on Monster Hunter. I'm gonna put together a bunch of clips that you guys didn't care about, much like that video that I put out today. Did you guys see it? If you guys didn't see that clip from earlier today, allow me to Scooby your doobie, so to speak. Oh man, it was what I was trying to hook up last night. So, check it out. I made my cat green, and oh, hold on, I have to share the screen again. Main, there you go. So I made my cat green and named him Star Wars prequel. Yes, dude, the whole game. Oh, no. Come on, give me another shot at that cat. What the fuck?
Do it with Stripes.
Dia just donated 20. I really didn't even think this girl was watching me. Just in case you guys didn't know, Dia's this hot Mexican curvy chick, guys. Not that I know. I'm just assuming. Because she lives in Hawaii, you know. And all the girls in Hawaii, I heard thick as a motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? Woo! So, boy am I confused sometimes about her. She has a PS4 but refuses to play with me. So that's interesting as well. With her $20 donation, I'm forced to thank her with, even though I'd love to thank her regardless of the donation, but she wants it done with Stripes. Thank you. Thank you, Dia. Thank you. And, you know, nobody else has $20 attached to their name for this podcast. What? But look at her. Look at her in the eggplant dabs. That is such a cute little courage, man. I want that big courage again. I need a JPEG of that, is what I need. I need a JPEG of that. Megan says, the short is that I spotted someone putting a bin over the top of my bin where I put my laptop. I shouted, hey, what are you doing? The guy was like, a deer in headlights. Damn, I feel like I got in here late to one of her. Oh yeah, she says I have a plastic case for my MacBook. Oh girl, I wonder what the time is in Japan though, is the real question. Megan, is the real question. I welcome Dia as a moderator, even though she's probably going to be far too lurky to ever truly lose herself to the powers at her disposal. Unlike the faith. Ha ha ha. Oh, Kyle, you are a faggot. So, let me roll back into, yo, these links are getting fucking dangerous with busty Mexicans and busty Jesus and BBC and stepdad, stepdaughter shit. I don't know what I'm clicking. It's problematic. Somebody made Frieza in Monster Hunter World. They just made the dude's face white and they gave him a purple forehead. What the fuck? This isn't funny. These are some of the scariest douchebags in the game. There are these like giant iguana-faced bird-like lizard creatures, and they show up, and not only can they like helicopter tongue at you assholes and knock everybody over, and you're pretty much instantly dead, but they poison you at the same time. So if you're not instantly dead, then you're also getting drained. So it's like, first of all, sometimes you're hit with this like dilemma where it's like, nigga, what do I do? Use the antidote just to stop the bleeding, or use the health potion because in the time it's going to take me to use the antidote for the animation, am I going to die? Like, Monster Hunter is so much more difficult than I thought it was going to be, and that was something that was not communicated in the beta. If any of you remember watching me sitting there and watching me play the beta and watching Kyle be frustrated because it all just seemed whack and lame and stupid, obviously the really hardcore monsters were not in the game to show you just how tough it could be. And on top of that, in the beta, they were kind and gracious enough to offer me a reserve of potions to use if shit hit the fan, if things went tits up. But in the real game, it's just like, so I see you got 10 potions. And I'm like, yeah, I have enough herbs to make 10 more potions. Can I make those? And it's like, no, you can only have 10 potions at a time, baby. I'll let you craft those while you're out in the heat of battle getting fucked up and trying to neck these health potions so you can stay alive. And you're like, let me open up my crafting interface. And the monster's like, fuck you, bitch. I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy, baby. And then it's also annoying because when you're on top of the monster, as far as like kicking its ass, you know what I mean? You giving it the business, it wants to run away too. So it turns into Ugandan Knuckles though. Why are you running? Why are you running? This fucking, it's the worst. It's truly the worst. But, I'm not at a point yet where I am not put off by it. Much like Rhea and her slime rancher, she just wants to keep going back for more. Megan says the time in Japan is 2:09 p.m. and that is what's up. Guys, I love you. I'm glad that we could share this time together. Here's hoping that we can do even more. Dia votes for stripes for the podcast. What would we talk about? What would be a good podcast schedule? Twice a week? Once a week? Should I shoot for a daily, like no longer than an hour stream? Like I do with these at the end of the day? It's the real question. 2 replies. How high are you? Hey, people are upvoting my post on Monster Hunter World, the subreddit. They like me. They really 44 upvoted. I named my cat Star Wars prequel. I am faggot. Megan says, Kyle, is it possible to separate the lists from the gameplay? What do you mean? Do you just want me to do that? Yeah, I can do that. In the future, I'll try to stop game playing at the end of the lists, you know? Megan says, recently I had been sleeping, then I was shocked awake by some obnoxious stuff on VR chat. You mean Kyle as Tony the Tiger? Or do you mean other people running around blaring their music, you know what I mean? Hey, tell you what, I will in the future totally keep playing games at the end of these lists. I'm kidding. I will definitely try to start streams that are specifically this game, because to be honest, they're flagging the videos anyway. Whenever I dive into a game, right after the list, it auto flags the video in a way that can't be monetized ever, whereas normally I just get struck with the automatic you know, oh, this isn't suitable for all advertisers crap. So I mean, I don't care, but you know what it is. Swagstical808 arrives into the stream 2 hours and 40 minutes late and says, "What the fuck is up, y'all?" The end of the stream. That is what's up, girl. That is what's up. Guys, I love you, and I'll see you soon. Get a hold of me, you know I miss ya. I gotta go thank Dia for being a wonderful and incredible human being. You guys live your life. Live your life and get back to me. I'll see you tomorrow. Same Kyle place. Same Kyle time. There's fashionably late and there's like everyone's leaving and you're like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" You're like, nah, what are you doing? No. So y'all going to the after party? Like what? Good night, guys. I love you.